Joy gives me everything I need. Peace. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything.
Good morning and happy Mother's Day. We're so glad to have you with us, either in person in the sanctuary or at home or maybe somewhere around the world. I'm so excited to be part of this beautiful ensemble today, which we're calling Voce Troubles. We're going to get started with a piece inspired by the poem by Khalil Gibran and written and performed by Sweet Honey in the Rock. I'll take that chord.
Your children are not your children. They are the sons and the daughters of life's longing for herself. They come through you, but they are not from you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you. You can give them your love, but not your thoughts. They have their own thoughts. They have their own thoughts. You can house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in a place of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, no, not even in your dreams. You can strive to be like them, but you cannot make them just like you. Strive to be like them, but you cannot make them just like you. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and the daughters of life, longing for itself. They come through you, but they are not from you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you. You can give them your love, but not your thoughts. They have their own thoughts. They have their own thoughts. You can house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in a place of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, no, not even in your dreams. You can strive to be like them, but you cannot make them just like you. Strive to be like them, but you cannot make them just like you.
Thank you so much, Max, Bonnie, Gay, Rachel, Kim, and Laura. And with that, we say good morning and welcome to Columbine Spiritual Center. We're centered in God. We celebrate a world of harmony, peace, abundance, and nurturing for all. Please stand up and join us as we sing all about the Ma.
She's got the whole world in her hand. She's got the whole wide world in her hand. She's got the whole world in her hand. She's got the whole world in her hand. She's got the little bitty baby in her hand. She's got the little bitty baby in her hand. She's got the little bitty baby in her hand. She's got the whole world in her hand. She's got you and me, brother, in her hand. She's got you and me, sister, in her hand. She's got you and me, brother, in her hand. She's got the whole world in her hand. She's got the moon and the stars in her hand. She's got the moon and the stars in her hand. She's got the moon and the stars in her hand. She's got the whole world in her hand. Break it down. She's got the whole world in her hand. She's got the whole wide world in her hand. She's got the whole 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 world in her hand.
Yes! Thank you so much. You can just keep on standing. We're going to do a tune by Karen Drucker, one of my favorites for this time of year. Take it, Dr. Kupek. There's a doctor in the house. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? Gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? Love, are you ready? Joy, are you ready? Peace, are you ready? Are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. Gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. Love, love, are you ready? I am ready. Joy, joy, are you ready? I am ready. Peace, peace, are you ready? I am ready. I am ready to receive. Yeah, one more round. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. The gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. Love, are you ready? I am ready. Joy, joy, are you ready? I am ready. Peace, peace, are you ready? I am ready. I am ready to receive. 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 Yes, you are awesome. Thank you. And please be seated. I'm just really realizing that both of our ministers are away today. I feel like we should do something crazy while they're gone. Like take your shoes off or something like that. We love you, Scott and Sue. We're going to bring ourselves down to prepare our hearts and minds for prayer and meditation. Deepen our breathing. Focusing on your center. Soft rain falls, teardrops of longing. How long will
take this moment for prayer. Mother, Father, God, divine, am I turned on? Feminine spirit, the goddess. We connect with you here today. We embrace you here today. We know that you are always in us and with us, and yet today we are here to embody that love, that unconditional love. This deep knowing that this love is never ending. And as we open up to this, we hold in our hearts all those who come into this sanctuary and into this service with us in need of prayer, in need of healing. All you need to do is ask, and so it is given. The asking is the connection with this divine. And we take in our hearts all those who put their name in the prayer box, all those on the email list, all those that we hold in our heart. We expand this connection and these prayers to the world. So much to pray for right now. Holding that unconditional love, that knowing that we are divinely guided and held by an unbelievable love. It can be hard to see at times, but it is right here. I can feel it in this room. The grace of the Mother. And I allow you just to have permission to be in this place, in this moment right now, letting everything else go, anything that is trying to come with you, let that be. Just being right here, right now, feeling this love, this connection, this divinity. And as we move into a few minutes of quiet meditation, just connecting to that stillness within.
of the mother, the mother. Let me be with you in love, in love, in love, in love. I'd like to introduce once again this Voce treble ensemble. We have such an amazing, we have a plethora of talent within this community, and it's been such an honor to serve right alongside the men and women that participate on a regular basis. So we're going to do a piece by Pamela Martin and Greg Gilpin called The Face of Love.
Max, Bonnie, Gay, Kim, Laura.
Hey, everybody. I miss seeing you guys so much. Since I left staff, I've been speaking at churches every Sunday, so I miss seeing you guys on Sundays, so I'm so happy to be here with you today. If you don't know me, I'm Reverend Rachel Harrison. I've been coming here for 21 years, and I was ordained last year and have started becoming a minister. It's crazy. Anyway. Yay! Happy Mother's Day. It's such a special day, and for everyone who's a mother, I really want to honor you. I really want to say thank you for the things that you went through to have a baby, and men will never understand what it was to have a baby. How we grow that being inside of us and what it takes to get it out is incredible. I think about how when I first had my first son, who's now 25, Alex, and he came out and I looked at him and I went, with the eyelashes and the hair and everything, it was in there like that? That's amazing. So I just want to first recognize everybody who is a mother and everything that it takes to be a mother. And today is a really special day and has a lot of celebration, and it has a lot of heartache too. Now, I know when I was raising kids and they were little, Mother's Day was kind of a day that you could put in your pocket to get them to do what you wanted at least one day a year. And that you knew that Mother's Day was coming and you had whatever that was that you wanted, because you do put so much into it. It is such a selfless act. And when I was doing the research on this, what I really continued to come across was that the mother is unconditional love. The mother is that deep nurturing. It is that knowing. It is in its ideal state. It is perfection of love, giving everything. Anything that comes into the fold of a mother is held with purity. But it's not always like that. What I was thinking about a lot recently in my personal spiritual journey is a lot about this two aspects of ourselves. That we have what I learned from Scott coming here for 21 years, and his thing that he speaks a lot about is ego. That we have this ego structure, that we have this ego self. And I've been wondering, sometimes I get caught up in the word of the ego, sometimes it gets heady. I feel like I'm thinking of Freud, it doesn't really come into me. So I've started using the word humanness, to be human. As most of you know that have known me for a while, I was raised Buddhist. And my mom, who's here in the audience, say hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. She found Tibetan Buddhism when we lived in Santa Fe, New Mexico in the early 70s, basically right when I was born. So I'm 52, yeah, thank you. I was going to go back a couple years. I guess I'm really trying. 52 years ago, and has been studying avidly since then. Still to this day, she studies. And so we talk a lot about spirituality. We talk a lot about metaphysics. We talk a lot about Buddhism. And the basic goodness that is the foundation of Buddhism and the suffering. Life is suffering. So when I take that into metaphysics and I take that into spirituality, that connects with me. The unconditional love of Mother, Father, God, basic goodness, and the ego structure, the wanting, the grasping, desire, suffering. So here we are, these humans, we come into this world through this amazing way that we grow these babies. I don't know why we're driven in our 20s and 30s to have kids. When you're in the middle of it, you're thinking, what was I thinking? Because this is crazy. But we have this drive to have children, a drive to have children. And you never love something as much as you do when you look on a newborn baby. You've never felt the kind of immediate love and protection. Do not mess with a mama and her child. Do not mess with a mama bear and her cub. Fierce, fierce love. But we were come into this world as spiritual beings. In unity and metaphysics, we teach not the religion of sin, we teach the spirituality of undivided love, absolute connection with the source, that we are one with God, that God is us. That is what unity teaches. It's different. It is not separate from, it is us, that the Christ nature is in each and every single one of us, and that Jesus was the way shower. Jesus was the one who was able to embody it fully and only feel love, that his humanness he could set aside. That's what the Buddha did as well in enlightenment. To really let go of that human self, the ego self that is grasping, clutching, wanting. So when we have our ideal life, when we have our ideal situation, we are birthed to a mother who feels nothing but unconditional love, who gives nothing but praise, who is able to set wonderful boundaries, who does everything perfectly, makes you dinner every single night, sits down and does your homework with you. None of us have that. And as a mother, having raised 2 kids, there is also the piece of the pressure that you have of being a good mom, of being the right kind of mom. And my children were raised in an alcoholic home. My husband and I are recovered alcoholics. And if I can say the thing that my mother gave me was unconditional love, knowing that I was absolutely loved no matter what. She did a beautiful job of separating the behavior from the being. And there was no yelling or arguing in our house, which was fantastic and not so great because I didn't know what to do with that when I came into adulthood. There had never been conflict. So even if you look at something where you say, Rach, you were raised in like this peaceful Buddhist mom home, single mom who never raised her voice. I was shocked when I went out into the world. I didn't know how to do that. I felt terrified if people got upset. So what seemed like a beautiful thing was a hard thing in the end. We're trying to be the best moms. And I, with my mom, with my kids, I think they came out of my home with unconditional love, but they came out of the house with some stuff. You know, they're 23 and 25 years old, and they're figuring it out. And part of our energy on Mother's Day is this energy that we have that we didn't get what we needed or wanted from our mothers. We all have pain. Every single one of us has pain from something that we didn't get. And some mothers are like my mom, who with every great intention was doing the absolute best that she could with the skill set that she had. And some moms didn't even have a skill set. I know people whose mothers never told them they loved them. When I hear that, it doesn't mean they didn't love them. It means that they couldn't say it. It means that they didn't have it within themselves, the love within themselves. As I was looking through ideas for this talk, what I came to was self-love. This human self, this ego self, needs something. This is why we're here. Sometimes I've questioned, like, well, if love is all there is, and God is all there is, and connection is all there is, why do we have to do all this hard stuff? What is the point of all this hardship? Why is it? If it's really God really just loves us 100%, why does it have to be hard? Why? And I think that's the experiment of humanness. I like to believe there's a lot of other worlds out there that are having a different existence. Time and what we call reality is actually the illusion. But we are in it. So you can go through all the spiritual practices and someone can say, oh, just be connected, just be here. Well, I've got a child who's suffering. I have a parent who's aging. There's a war that's raging. But this experience that we have of healing, I believe, is why we're here. And so we have a choice of our perception. And that is the healing. And it comes to self-love. And most of us aren't able to take the learnings and all the lessons we get. That's why we're here today. We continue to come to spiritual centers every Sunday. We read the books. We're doing the classes. We do all the things because you are spiritual seekers. You are interested in finding peace. You are interested in finding that part of yourself that can connect to the one. You are interested in letting go of the suffering. This is the hard work. Congratulations, you're here today doing it. And what we're doing is we're learning how to love ourselves deeply. And what that means is that we have to let go of some stuff that happened in the past. That we have to have forgiveness of ourselves and those that affected us when we were young. There isn't a book that comes when you leave the hospital with your kids. And there's a lot of books out there, and you could have followed Spock, or you could have followed this one or that one. I had one kid that was the exact same cry thing. You let him cry this amount of time and this many nights and this many things, and he stopped crying. I had another kid who never stopped crying. Bodie had colic. He cried every single night for 4 or 5 years in the middle of the night. And you couldn't just leave him. He would just keep crying. So if you follow a book, there's no directions. If you have a puppy, if you have, anything in your life, you learn immediately like, oh, this is what you do, this is what you do. Every single one of you is unique and different. And yet we hold this standard to our parents that they should have known better, they should have done better, they could have been better, they should have done more. And that pain that we have from that hole in our heart of not getting enough holds us back today from being the greatness of who we are. But that's a choice we get to make. This is the humanness. This is the spiritual journey. This is the awareness that we have of how we are going to live our life. There's a website called Truth Unity that has great metaphysical interpretations of the Bible and some blogs and articles. And it had this idea that between Mother's Day and Father's Day was a time of parental healing. That you could take these bookmark days that you're supposed to bring your mom breakfast in bed and give her a card and let her know how much you love her. And then as an adult, you can take this time to heal yourself. You can take this time to recognize that, yes, there were hurts and there were traumas that happened, whether they meant to or they were unintended. They were equally as painful. But at this time in our life, we get to decide, we have a perception of how we think and feel about those things. And the more that we do the spiritual work of being able to recognize more facts and see things from the humanness perspective of a human being that was sometimes doing the best that they could, and it wasn't enough. And the gratitude for a human being that was doing the best that they could, and it was amazing. And all the times that they came and showed up for things that were supposed to, and all the times they showed up when they, or didn't show up when they were supposed to, and the hurt that came. We decide as adults today whether we're going to let this continue to hold us back. We decide today whether this is our definition of ourselves and whether this is who we are and how we're going to love ourselves. That is the spiritual journey. And the more that we can recognize and have gratitude for everything, all of it, the more we can see this that we have, this union that we have as human beings, that's about healing all the way through. It's about loving everyone regardless of what they provided for you. It's about letting go of this need for others to fill us up. This is the center of our spirituality. That when we can let go completely of the need for someone else to provide for us what we think we need to be whole, we will discover our wholeness. Our wholeness is already right here. When a little baby is born, the purity in that child, I believe personally, having been raised Buddhist, that we come in with some stuff, that we come in with a spirit and a soul that has connected to it some stuff. But that part of us that has learned all the hurts and all the things that we can get conditioned with along the way hasn't happened yet. So we can decide if we're going to connect more with that pure soul, that child, or whether we're going to connect with all the stuff that happens along the way. I like to think of them as rocks. Every time you have a pain, you take a rock and you throw it in the bag. And some of us are like dragging our bags. And some of us just go, you know what? It's a beautiful rock garden. I'm just going to put them over here and over here and over here. And I'm going to look at them from afar. And I'm going to walk freely. You get to decide. So on Mother's Day, I invite you to celebrate. When I first started coming to Columbine, Marjorie Carroll was the minister, and she opened everything with the Mother, Father, God, and I'd never heard that before. This is a unity thing that they say. And one of the things I was reading that I loved was unity is specifically a denomination that uses this mother-father union, this knowing that it is both the male and the feminine. It is not a doctrine of the he. It is the all. And so through this, there is a ability for us to heal and connect and feel all of it, to let it all in. That unconditional divine love is an energy and a frequency that is the top frequency that is connection with God. And it's interesting, I say God a lot more than I used to, because I used to not be able to say God because of all the trauma I had from religion early on. And now I say God a lot because it is, to me, I hear the word love. I hear the word acceptance. I hear the word good. And it's just easier to say God. So when I say God, that's what I'm saying. That divinity that is in each of us, this experience that we're on, this path that we are on, is a path that we get to choose what our perception is. And as I spend more and more time in meditation, more and more time working with people, more and more time speaking out, and I am more connected to this part of myself that can separate from that chatter part of my mind that thinks I know everything, because the truth is I know nothing. The more that I see the pain that we have from this wanting of what we couldn't have, the wanting of what we wish we had in our relationships, that we wish we had from our kids, that we wish we had from our friends, that we wish we had from our work. And it's painful, but we can change that. So Mother's Day and Father's Day are these places for us to come down and look at the core stuff that's in there, the beginning hurts that happened, and decide if we're ready to let those go. And it's really about being willing and ready to let them go. And it's not something that happens in 1 second. Miracles happen all the time. You can have a change in perception in an instant. But for most of us, it's a very slow and steady pace. I've been coming here for 21 years. I'm only 4 years sober. And every day I wake up and go, oh, wow, that one is something to look at. That was interesting. Didn't think that was still in there. Totally still in there. But I'm happier. I'm more at ease. I'm more. And I think about my kids, and one of the greatest things that happened was they moved to California. which is a funny thing to say because I love my boys so much. I miss them so much. But what happened when we did that was that separation from them being my children. They are sons and daughters striving for a life on their own, just like the song in the very beginning. I love that Janice was like, hey, do you want to sing that song with us that we did a couple of years back? And I said, yes, because that was the experience that I had that healed my relationship with my children. They are not my children. They are young men out in the world, and I was blessed to have them in my life. And I connect with them deeply, and we have wonderful friendships, but I don't fret about them like I used to. And I don't fret about them because I trust and know that they are on their spiritual journey. And one of the things that happens with us is we think that we're helping somebody else by changing their way a little bit. But what we're doing is we're keeping them from their experience. So today, between now and Father's Day, I invite you to look at your parents. I invite you to look at your relationship with your mother and relationship with your father. Allow yourself to feel those feelings. This isn't about pushing them down. This isn't about condoning behavior that wasn't okay. This is about seeing human beings who are having their own spiritual journey. Mothers, mothering, and the spiritual journey. And we are on our spiritual journey. And if we can have tenderness and compassion for them, we can begin to have tenderness and compassion for ourselves. We can begin to love ourselves deeply. Scott did a workshop on the inner child way back when we were at the Bridge School, so like 20 years ago. And it was the first time I really had looked at inner child work. And I do a lot of inner child work with the clients that I work with. And it's very profound to really start to recognize in ourselves that we have a little kid in there who's still hurting. And this is the time that you get to honor and love that child. That if you didn't receive something that you needed from a parent, you are there connected to divine power, to the eternal, to the Mother, Father, God, to be able to love that child in a way that it didn't get what it needed from a mother. You can do that for that child. And if you need support, there's support here at Columbine. There's support with friends. There is eternal healing that is happening with you right now. At this moment, you are letting go some of those rocks and you're putting them in your garden. It's a beautiful day. We couldn't be here without moms. I'll close with a Jewish proverb that said, God couldn't be everywhere, so he invented moms.
Well, we have a very special guest for this last song. This is Max Scarfoni. He's been a wonderful part of this music team for quite some time, a great part of this community, and has recently started a movement, an organization called the Big Gay Church. And in fact, I believe that you're going to be featured in, which magazine is it?
Out Front magazine.
Okay, let's hear a little bit about that. Max has a brand new album and released it right here at Columbine, and I like to think of this as the theme song from that album. Yeah.
It might change the way you feel. I have something to tell you. Now it's time to be real. closet is gone. You were not wrong. Shine all your rainbows today. God, thank you for making me gay. You really love me this way. The closet is gone. You were not wrong. Shine all your rainbows today. It's the way you made me. And even when I pray, it's the way you saved me. So I'm coming out today. God, thank you for making me gay. You really love me this way. The closet is gone. You are not wrong. Shine all your rainbows today. God, thank you for making me gay. You really love me this way. The closet is gone. You are not wrong. Shine all your rainbows today. And when I am low, you'll let me know that you are the way. You do what you say. And when I am down, you hold the crown. I'll follow your ways. You're the sun, and I am the rays. God, thank you for making me gay. You really love me this way. The closet is gone. You are not wrong. Shine all your rainbows today. God, thank you for making me gay. You really love me this way. The closet is gone. You are not wrong. Shine all your rainbows today. Shine all your rainbows today. Shine all your rainbows today.
It's Matt Scarfoni, Bill Shannon on bass, and Dr. Zane Kupek on drums. Zane just graduated with his PhD from CU. Just this week. Oh, it's me. Hi there. And happy Mother's Day to everyone. We are so glad to have you with us, either in person or at home in the comfort of your own easy chair. And we'd like to direct you to our website, and we've got lots of ways to connect with us. One of them is through giving by text, by donating on our website, or right here in this room. We'd like to graciously and gratefully receive all of the support that you have for us. We are completely supported through your giving, and we thank you for continuing to help us to continue to do the work that we do here. So we can bring, do you want to stand up and do this offering blessing with us, Rachel? Okay, here we go. Let's say it together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. Thank you so much. We've got just a little bit of community news to walk you through. As I said before, we'd love you to check out our website. It is ever-changing, updating. We're continuing to make it more interactive, more stuff to press on, and more stuff to check out. So do visit us at columbineunity.org. You can also sign up for all sorts of things, including Scott's retirement party. Saturday, May 21st, we'll be meeting at 5:30 in Foss Hall. You can sign up in the bulletin, the e-bulletin, or on our website. And I'm told that there is going to be some amazing secret stuff going on. So shh. If you're involved, don't say anything. But we would love to see you there. And next, we want to talk about Peace Through Music. This is going to be our 7th annual Peace Through Music concert. Yes, thank you. 7 years ago when I started here, I said, we got to do a concert for the Season for Nonviolence. And what I got back was, no one will come to a concert here at night. And I said, I have no idea if they will, but we have to try and we have to start somewhere. So we've, I would say, progressed from being something people didn't quite know what to expect to being a sold-out event every year. We moved outside last year so we could be safer from COVID, and we liked it so much that we're going to stay there this year. We'll be out on Foss Hall. We'll be benefiting Sister Carmen and the Musical Ambassadors of Peace. And this year we're doing a Stevie Wonderful tribute. So all of our ensembles and our Band of Wonder will be doing all Stevie Wonder tunes. Yes. We've got tickets on sale right now. Everything is paperless, so we can help you out in the lobby to get signed up. You can also just go to the website, use that link. We also have these little nifty cards that look just like that in the lobby, but they have a little QR code on them, and you can just, put your little phone, just like a menu, and just go buy tickets. Awesome, thank you. Lisa Tessignant, are you upstairs? Our resident artist is helping to produce our next art show at Columbine on June 18th and 19th. It will be featuring several artists from this community and beyond. And we'd like you to come and shop your little hearts out and speak to the artists themselves. And Lisa will be here at the end of the service to tell you more about that art show. And then finally, we've got Columbine Summer Camp coming up, our Magnificent World. This is for kids ages 6 to 11, I believe. It's happening from 9 a.m. to noon, June 20th through 24th. That's a Monday through a Friday, through a Thursday. There's going to be cooking projects, movement projects, music stuff, all sorts of fun stuff. I think this might be the first time that we've ever done a children's camp here. So please get your children registered and or your grandchildren. And yes, that deserves a hand. Woo! Awesome. And finally, speaking of the YFM, we have got babies down there right now, more than one. And so we are needing loving souls to come hold some babies in the nursery. If you're interested, please see Jeannie. You can see her downstairs or write to her on the website, jeannie@columbineunity.org. That is it. I think that's it. Anything else? Are we missing anything, Anne? Oh, prayer chaplain. Thank you. Who's our prayer chaplain today? Is it Lisa up there? It's Lisa Tessignant. You can pray with her and learn about the art show in one fell swoop. We're so efficient here. Let's stand on up and sing our joy song and sing our peace song. Get me off the microphone.
Surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Thank you. We love you.
She's got the moon and the stars in her hand. She's got the moon and the stars in her hand. She's got the moon and the stars in her hand. She's got the whole world in her hand. She's got the whole world in her hand. She's got the whole wide world in her hand. She's got the whole world in her hand.
Bye, everybody. We love you.